All right, we'll call the meeting, finance meeting, at 6:31. Take roll call. Alderwoman Inman,
Present.
Alderman Robinson,
Here.
Alderman Criming,
Present.
and Alderman Danko,
Present.
and me, Karsta Erickson. Alderwoman Erickson, present. All right, we need to do a review of our semi-monthly bills. Does anybody have questions?
I think it's page 5, Consolation. We have all these addresses. Can someone refresh me what these are for? It says 528 Consolation.
Oh, that's for Constellations along with ComEd. So it's all the city buildings.
Okay. Okay, thank you. It didn't ring with me. Oh, Constellation New Energy. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
I've got a few questions too in between, Don, unless you still have a list.
I still have a couple more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Under FNB Omaha, there was a bill for over $2,000. Gremco 205.
Yeah, that was for a manual.
That's for a manual.
It was for a manual book. It's right here.
Well, we believe it's for the sign machine in order to make the signs. But there's a support document that's missing, so we need to ask for that.
Okay, so we're all on the same page. on
Yeah,
that.
so that company is a sign company, Grumco, that's how you say it. And I believe from what we're getting out of the description is that it ties into our sign machine to be able to make them in accordance to the federal regulations.
Okay,
Can I get you guys' sticky notes over there so I can put it?
Also with that one though, should we technically have some sort of, I mean, it's over $1,000, so technically we should have something with
Should-
that,
yeah.
or justification why there isn't.
Yeah, why there isn't another quote or,
Okay.
yeah.
We need some documentation, is that what?
It would be nice to have something to support as to why, first, why the invoice isn't in there, and secondly, if it's over $1,000, our purchasing policy says you need to get 3 quotes.
yes.
And that might need to be something that's re-looked at, because $1,000 is always, in my mind, a hard number, or a low number for today's economy. But if it's, let's say, a proprietary software for our machine, and they are the only vendor, the distributor of that, that would be information enough to suffice to push it through without a second and third quote.
All right, my next one was, has the city always paid for CPR training?
Yeah, they bring them in.
Okay. That's not a courtesy done by the fire department?
No, because I think the chief actually does it on his own. That's not something that the fire department does, if I'm
That was
not
the fire-
mistaken.
That was from the fire department, they came in. and
Does
did
it
that.
say Sandwich Fire Protection District, or does it
No,
say
just
the
Derek
chief?
Herrick.
Derek?
So it's him
Oh,
personally
you mean
doing
chief.
it.
I thought you were meaning Archie.
No,
Never mind.
no.
Sorry.
So Chief Haggerty would come in on his own time as an instructor and do it, not the fire district.
Okay. Times have changed. Back in the day, we just did it as a courtesy. But, okay,
Well, you gotta remember that there are fees that are tied in. Every CPR card has a fee. All the books need to be paid for and procured for. So
Yeah,
it adds up pretty quickly. Did
No.
it say how many people went through the program?
no, it didn't.
Well, on the invoices from him, it would probably say the head count.
It looks like 18.
18?
18. Let's see here.
So it's $50 a person.
Yep, 18.
So I mean,
Okay.
I think the CPR cards are anywhere from 10 to 25, I think, depending on how they're going through the system.
Okay.
And then the books and everything.
It just caught my eye. That's fine. Downtown fence installation through IGA with Park District?
That's the one where the park district is reimbursing us, correct?
No, it doesn't look, no, it's an
Yeah,
invoice.
What is it from? What's the,
Well, if you can pull it up and see what the total,
which,
it's Ideal Fence.
ideal?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one though where we already came to an agreement out here that the park district, we had to do it, but the park district was paying for it, so.
Or we received the payment. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's why I'm asking. And that was fine. And then there was something, 597 Sandwich Community School District 430. What is,
Is that for the gas?
oh, that's for the gas. Never mind. That, I answered my own question. That's all I had, Rich.
I'll start alphabetical. Page 3, Cintas, fire protection, $4,950. I thought we switched to CTS because we paid them for the same thing several months ago. So why are we paying two companies for the exact same thing? Anybody recall that?
I remember that we wanted to potentially change. If you remember at the last meeting, we had the bill from Cintas and it had the listing of the work to be done at a later date, if you remember that one. So
You're talking months ago, correct?
the last meeting that we had, there were charges on that as well.
That was from them or that was from CTS?
It was from Cintas.
All right. Well, I didn't take the time to pull my old things, but the last.
What's the other one called?
It was CTS something.
Well, CTS is the other company that we wanted to use. They're a local company.
Well, I'm not sure about wanted to. I think we paid them.
I don't remember them doing work here before.
I mean, all of this stems back to that there needs to be somebody with these people when they do these inspections. Because checking the emergency lights and the exit lights and things like that.
I'm sorry, Rich, it must have been a meeting or two before this one. I know it was relatively recent, though, that they came in. Because it was our understanding that we were getting away from Cintas.
Don, do you recall? Because I think you were part of bringing CTS in, correct?
We get rid of Cintas in these two buildings, but they're still at, I believe, they're still in some of the other buildings.
Okay.
Are we under contract with them? Is that the reasoning, or?
Well, again, I'm not sure who wandered around with them for the other four buildings. I believe it was the city garage, wire department, sewer plant, and I forget what the other one was. But I would also have questions about the, there's a line item in there for a few of them for a 6-year maintenance, but it's kind of cut off. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's an agreement or.
Which page is that on? The bottom dark number, if you can.
For Cintas?
Yeah.
Cintas is on page
Oh,
3.
sorry.
The bills, I have.
Page 3 towards the top on the scheduled claims list. But I'm talking about that specific thing is in the actual bill over there that talks about the line item, 6-year maintenance, something or another. And again, if there's somebody from the city that's with them, going through and doing the inspection,
Does your sheet say 1117 on the front?
Yes,
'Cause my sheet numbers are different apparently.
11/17, and it was printed off on Wednesday, November 12th at 3:51.
Yeah, I have the Cintas ones. See, mine's different.
That's weird.
How you doing, Jeff? For the Cintas bills, do you know if somebody went around with them when they made these repairs?
I believe Ian did.
Okay.
This would be the water department, wastewater treatment plant, and city garage.
I don't know. Honestly, no, I don't know that, if he went with them or not.
Okay, so we need to just create a schedule and figure out how to track it next time.
I thought you meant at City Hall, my apologies.
All right. My next question was the Jeremy Eisenberg for the broken earpiece. I'm just curious if that's uniform allowance. I'm guessing it would be a reimbursement, but I don't know how they mark that to be able to tell. So it's just a question. And then while we're looking at that one, the next one would be Lyle Hyatt Company, $9,500. It was for work that they did there earlier in October, 3 days, which I don't mind paying for the work, but reading the actual bill, that amount includes rental costs through April 30th of '26. Now, if we are planning on doing this other stuff, we're not gonna be using their shoring or anything, correct?
I want to confirm that with Steve Dennison when he comes tonight, but
Okay.
that's my hope, is that we would be able to avoid that fee, but I couldn't tell from the information that we were given whether that includes them bringing new cribbing or just reusing the cribbing that's there, so
Okay.
that's one of the things I wanted to confirm with Steve tonight.
I think we need to look into that before we approve that bill, though, because once we pay it, it's gonna be hard getting it back.
That's true.
I mean, just for,
Yep.
because the majority of that amount's gonna be for the rental of the stuff.
Yeah, we were kind of over a barrel, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely.
I was surprised when the bill came in that high, but
And I,
we
and I,
didn't really have a choice.
and I think, you know, we obviously need to pay them for the work that they did and everything, but paying ahead for 6 months of rent probably isn't the smartest thing to do.
Okay. Well, we can always go back to them and ask them for a monthly amount.
Well, I'm just saying though, but if we approve, for example, if we're not gonna need their cribbing anymore, and we approve the plan that we're gonna talk about later in the other meetings for the work to be done at the well on Railroad, then this will be a moot point, because if there's different cribbing being used, all we should have to pay for is just the work that was done, not 6 months worth of rental that we're not going to be using the stuff.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I get it. That makes sense.
Thank you. The only other question I had was the environmental systems, research systems for $1,500. It's some sort of an online creator user and then 2 online mobile users.
Yep, that's our annual for GIS, for ArcGIS. That's the annual subscription for those. So that we, it's basically all a subscription product now. You don't buy the software, it's just, you have access to it. We have an administrator account and 2 worker accounts so that we can go ahead and do that.
And what is it again? The GI, is that for?
It's for our GIS system. Basically, it's, we have all of our water lines in there and all the
mapping
all
system.
the mapping stuff and things like that. I'm happy to show it to you sometime if you
No,
want to
no,
see it. 'Cause
I've
there's-
seen it, and
It's pretty neat
We-
stuff.
We started that out with the county, but we're not with them anymore, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. But we still had access, or we,
We took, we
carried
took
over all
all the
that information.
information with, the county helped us to take that over and then create our own account with ArcGIS, which is basically then, it's our data that's part of that. It just, that was their recommendation at that point.
Okay.
Rather than to continue to host it with them, they said it's just probably easier for you guys to have your own account.
the name, I just wasn't familiar with the Environmental Systems Research System, that's why I was asking.
It's probably like 30 years ago, and everybody knows Esri, but nobody really knows that actual name.
And do you know offhand, because I know it was split between 5 different accounts, would that be obviously the water, the sewer?
Water, sewer, streets, engineering,
Okay.
and probably admin.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Yeah, no, Don asked the question about the software, so I think that was all I had as well.
Do you have anything, Fred?
Inside public sector. It's $4,900. Broken amongst all the different departments as well. I don't recall seeing that one in the past. Yes.
Page 7.
Do you know what this is, Jeff?
Site.
Yeah, I'm not,
I'm looking at page 7.
VMware
Oh, yes,
platform.
okay. Yes, I do. That is, VMware is a software that they use behind the scenes with our servers and everything. It's been a couple years since we've actually had to buy it, but that was one that VMware got bought by somebody else, and then they limited the number of companies that actually can sell it. So AID used to be able to do that for us. Now they can't. This was the company that could sell it to us, so we had to buy it for that.
Okay.
It's just an annual subscription. But otherwise, the servers and stuff don't work correctly.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it does now say that was sold and changed and moved around. So it has all the support emails and everything here. Thank you.
Okay, the only other question that I have, Jeff, did you find out about the bucket truck going over to Riverfront?
You know what? I did not.
The only reason I asked that is our bucket truck went to Riverfront to be fixed for repairs, and it was over $7,000. I wanted to know why we didn't keep it local, why we went to Riverfront. And there's no quotes on here, just that one from,
I'll have to check with Nick.
Truck 8 bucket truck.
Well, Riverfront, that's a Dodge truck.
yeah, but
It
why,
is.
so why didn't we go to Dempsey?
I don't think that they can work on some of that stuff over there. Yeah,
I know, that's what I'm saying, is like, why didn't we keep it local? If they can't do it there, then. But we also don't have 3 quotes on that either, so.
well, maintenance on a vehicle, I'm not gonna, you can't take it there and get a quote and then take it to another place.
For
Sometimes you gotta break it down.
$7,000, they could at least give us a heads up on what it's gonna be,
What'd
can't
they
they?
do to it?
I mean, when I take it somewhere, they give me an
And we
estimate.
got $1,800 in labor, rear axle drive shaft seal, collar axle shaft seal. I don't know what that was almost $1,200. Whatever that part was.
General diagnostics.
They charge $1,200 for, is that what that is?
Yeah, general diagnostics. Seal axle drive shaft, collar axle shaft seal. Leaking seal verified the customer's concerned axle seal leaking, raised the vehicle and performed a visual inspection, found axle seal leaking. Further examination found that the left front axle seal is leaking fluid and will not seal. Removed. Left wheel extend. Yeah, so they did a bunch of stuff on the front end of this too. So that, all of that is $1,800 up there. And then they had other work that was done. Then you go to the next, leaking booster, verified the customer's concerned that the power steering fluid leaking, performed visual inspection. So that, and then there's other stuff that was performed. So there's like 4 or 5 different things that were fixed on this. Pressure sensor. Exhaust smoking on start. Gasket intake. Intake manifold, 3 days of labor. That's where all your money's coming in there. Hate to say it, but it's a Dodge, guys.
I get it, but, okay. Well,
I had to say that for you, Adam.
all right. Unfinished business, we just reviewed the bill, so everything's good. I guess, do I keep that Lyle Hyatt one off of there, or do we just go ahead and put it in, keep it in there?
That's a good question. I guess go ahead and keep it in there, but I mean, if we're, what I'm hoping is that we won't have to prepay that, but I don't know.
But the full amount includes, I
Includes
mean,
all the,
it's not broke down for the
It-
3 days
yeah.
worth of work and
right,
But it's $10 a day for the rental after that.
After
fact.
that,
So
so-
if you backed it up, you know, if you got 6 months, you're looking at $1,800, right?
but why is it 9,000? I mean,
No, what I'm saying is $300 a month, right? Is that right?
yes,
Yeah,
give or take 30 days
Yeah,
a month.
yeah.
yeah.
$10 a day.
Yeah.
$300 a month.
Times 6, that's 18, right?
Yep.
So $1,800. So, I mean, even if we had to pay it, Jeff came over, shored the place up, kept it intact to keep our water system going, but it would be nice to know that if there is something, then would there be a credit if we did a repair, right?
that's my only thought,
Yeah.
but we don't know we don't know that he's charging $10 a day now, do we?
I don't know.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know how it worked.
It just says May 1st, right?
Right, after May 1st, it would be $10,
I
so.
kind of took it as he wasn't gonna charge us rent until May, whatever date that was. But you're right, he probably did include it in the price, but I don't think he was gonna discount the price necessarily either, but we can ask him.
So
So,
that's my only question, that we're not paying for something ahead of time that we don't. And I don't know what his breakdown is for what the rent is up until May. You know, maybe it's more right now because it wasn't a planned thing. And after May, it's planned and I don't know.
So I guess my question still is, do I keep it on or do I keep it off?
Well, if you keep it on, then we're paying it because it's the full amount.
go ahead and take it off then. I guess we'll hold it until we find out.
But I also don't think it's fair that Jeff came and did the work and now we're
He needs to be
second-guessing
paid.
it. Yeah,
I agree, but how do you know what to pay him? Do we pay him half up front right now
I think
until
you
we
pay
get
him
the?
what the invoice says and clarify it, and if there's a credit that can be given back, then we get a credit. Otherwise, it is what it is. We used his services, we have his product over there. We've been paying rent on all the cribbing that's been in there for all these years that it's been in there.
I realize that.
So, but I do see your point, though, that it would be nice to have a credit back.
Well, why don't we take it off, have somebody, Jeff, contact him and find out, and then we can bring it back to the next meeting. How's about that? Does that work? Does that work?
We can do whatever we want.
Okay,
And
I
we
need a
wonder why we
consensus, not
have
what I
local
want. I'm
vendors
asking
are,
I'm
that are
asking the
upset
committee.
for doing business with us. So there's another prime example.
That's why I'm asking for a committee. I need to know, what do you guys want to do? I'm not making this sole decision on my own. I need to know what
Pay it.
people want to
We
do.
paid Main Street, pay it. Just pay him.
Janelle?
Just, whatever. If people are gonna be upset, then just pay it.
I'm only one
Yeah,
voice
I
on
mean-
this. on this
Yeah, but
group.
you're one voice, but you are then criticizing us and by comments of, well, we're trying to watch the tax dollars, right? ultimately is what we're trying to do.
We are, so
And I don't
ultimately
think we're
what should have,
I don't think we're doing it
Do you just pay it
when,
and leave
when
the
we just pay it
1,800
ahead
off?
of time, but
What's that?
like you said, he's local, let's just do
You
it.
can leave the 1,800 off if we're not sure about that amount.
I don't even know what we were paying a year or a month or how it was for the
can I
cribbing
see the
before.
invoice, please?
It's not spelled out, and that's why I was asking the question.
Okay, well, they're looking at that and letting us know. We're gonna go to new business.
So my take on this would be, this charge includes rental costs through April 30th of 2026, meaning that that bill, you're paying the work that they did and the use of that until that point. And then at the start of the new fiscal year, it's going to be $10 a day for every day that it's there. So that's how I take it. I take it as that he is very clear in the fact that rental is up to that point, and then because of the fiscal year, which he is accustomed to, because that's what he has in his other contract with us for the rental, is that this then would apply after that date. So if we were to remove this cribbing before then, it's paid up in full, and if we have to use it, it's gonna be $10 a day. That's how I would take that. I don't think that there's any kind of gentleman's agreement that would say, I'll give you X amount of dollars back. It's very, very plain and simple there.
So do we pay it?
We pay it. My vote is.
Rich? Pay it. Okay. All right, so we'll keep that. So can I get a motion to send the bills?
I'll make that motion.
For $347,892.53, please. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business. Can I get an approval for the minutes for November 3rd, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Audience comments. Is there anybody?
Do I have to introduce myself?
Yes.
I am speaking on behalf of the city clerk. Several meetings ago, I came before the committee and mentioned that City Hall has no cell phone. We use our personal cell phones. We do not get reimbursed. We do not receive a stipend. I have heard nothing back from this committee. I recently had a FOIA request that actually brought up and questioned who in the city has cell phones. And I discovered that the police department, who has a staff of 2, each of them has a cell phone. City Hall, a staff of 4, has none. Now, can someone explain to me why that is?
No idea.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's 7:00.